It says going live. And it's... All right. Talk. Say hi to
Hello.
the 0 people that are watching.
We'll wait and see if anybody gets on here to watch this.
I wish I had the camera turned the other way now so we could see ourselves. Oh well, doesn't matter.
So what we're hoping to do is make this plywood look less like plywood. It's technically the subfloor for upstairs. And so we painted it and we put it up there and it looks nice. But we want to do like a antiquing.
Let's show what it looks like.
Okay. We want to do an antiquing on it, and we can show you each stage of that process.
These are the boards that we've already done. You can see the crackle effect here. This is 3/4 inch plywood that we're going to be putting up. It's going to be the floor of the second story, and then you're going to see this crackling paint through here because we're going to have these exposed beams. So we want the plywood to, like Sarah said, we want the plywood to look less like plywood. So it's just like a 2-step process, really. The Tuck said, "I love that." I really wish I could switch the camera. Oh, maybe I can. Switching the camera. Nice. Now we can see if someone comments. Just let me just work with me here while I adjust this tripod. Get it down there. Adjust this one. There we go. Nice. Well, kind of mediocrely nice, I guess. Okay, there you go. There. Now we can see if someone comments, I think, as long as we're looking at the screen. So you go to your local Walmart and you get all the Elmer's glue that they have, and you look like a real weirdo when you're doing it. It's about $10 a gallon.
The first step, we painted 1 coat of white paint. And the next step...
So Elmer's glue too, it works better if you are putting it on thick. Sorry, I should probably get in a... It works better if you're putting it on thick. The message was retracted, so it doesn't look good. Okay. I drilled a hole through the top of this. Message was retracted. What does that even mean? I love that. Nah. What I try to do is put it on, from, what is that? How do I want to say that? Like left or right? Like going with what the grain. Would you retract my message? I don't think you can use too much. I mean, I guess you could. You could go crazy.
We did do a test piece. We did a test piece at home, just on a small piece of plywood, to see how it turned out using different techniques and if it was durable. So we like scratched it with a piece of wood, and we dried it by the wood stove, so it was really, really dry, to see if it would peel or anything like that. And we've had that test piece for
a while.
A couple weeks maybe, and it's held up really well.
So it's just a 4-inch paintbrush. The first time you go to do this is the kind of the most crucial part too, because if I just went like this, just one brush, then these things would get very crackly, very thick looking. The look we like is a little more refined, so the more strokes you do, the more you brush the glue out, the more just you get cracks versus thick texture. Does that make sense?
The look we're really going for is where it's been painted 100 times over the years, and it's chipped and it's repainted, so it's crackly. Like I can show you after a minute, the porch ceiling out here is like the extreme of that case. It's very crackly and it's chipping now, but we wanted a little less rustic, I guess. Lucas has done 4 of these now.
Yeah, no,
3 of them.
3 maybe.
And so he has a technique down, and I don't want it to look different from the rest, so I actually have not done one myself. And we just found this technique on YouTube. Usually it's done on small projects like
Yeah, picture frame.
a picture frame or, you know, a vase or something like that. Just a small craft project, but we're going extreme. The whole ceiling.
So when you're done with this, at least for the first brushing, you see sometimes if I don't think there's enough, you can go this way with it and really brush the glue out quick. But you want to make sure that you finish this way. So when it dries, actually the grain, it will like fake wood grain will come out. I hate using the word fake. The last thing I'd like to do is just brush like this, long strokes. It really kind of blends it all together good.
We also kind of got the idea to cut the 1/8 inch kerf cuts to make it look like,
Curve cuts.
isn't that what it'd be?
I have no idea. I was surprised that you had a name for it.
The little slats where it looks like individual pieces of wood. Restoration couple did it on a floor, like in a closet, so they didn't have to try to find
really thick
hardwood
right here.
flooring, so
The glue's really thick
that's
right
where we came up with that idea, I guess.
here. The glue is really thick in this corner, so I'm just kind of spreading it. That's good. Better, maybe.
And I think each one will be pretty unique to itself.
Yeah. So that's always pretty much what it looks like when you're done with that part. Where'd the plastic go?
Right here.
And we'll move on. I've got one that I already glued. You let this sit for, it's like 20 or 30 minutes or so.
It's kind of cold in here, so I think it'll take a little bit longer.
Yeah.
You just want it to be tacky, so when you go to the next step, it will work the way you want it to.
Get some more paint in here. You want to turn the camera around to the next one?
Sure. Old fingers never work.
Oh, you're gonna
Turn it around.
like this? Oh yeah. I thought you were gonna just flip the camera.
Oh.
Did you?
No, it's fine. I just almost dropped it.
Put it down. You can't. You don't move a tripod like that. I don't think usually. What'd you do? Flip the camera?
Yes.
Yeah, that's not what I'd like to be able to see the screen if we can. Sorry about this. Got one camera. So we're gonna flip it like this so we can see. Towards me. Alright. This one here we glued up, like I said, about 30 minutes ago. This tripod is less than ideal. I've gone through so many cheap tripods, and that's probably why. They're cheap. There we go. The paint that we're using is called cow's milk. It's technically an old paint, or how do you say
Like a
that?
historic?
An old white, historic white. I asked for the true historic white first, and historic white basically is gray. It's not white at all. It's gray. So I didn't go with that. So this glue here has been here for a while, but it's still wet. But that's what you do. You just let it sit for a little while. And then you're going to put the paint on rather thickly, really. Thickly? Thickish. And you try not to brush too much. Because if you brush the glue too much, then you don't get the look you're looking for at all. It'll still crack, but... So you can see you're kind of just slopping on paint. We may do a second coat of paint too. You want to go show the crackled stuff? You think you can do that?
The one we already showed?
Right, but it's kind of live, so you got to think like someone tuning in
Okay.
now.
Well, I'll show you the look that we're going for out on the porch.
Right, because this will take a while.
And I need to turn this around
Yeah,
again.
you just flip the camera, yeah.
So I'll show you the look we're going for.
Not exactly.
Somewhat. You can see that it snowed today. So this is like, I don't know if it's original. Maybe it's probably original to when the porch was built. So you can see it's kind of like been painted and then cracked and chipped, scraped, and then repainted again. But this side is in quite disrepair. So we're going for something like that. And you can see it stopped snowing now. It's kind of windy. We have unreliable plows around here, if that's interesting to you. And back inside. All right. So Lucas is still painting that. So this is step 2. And then we have one over here.
Technically, this is more than step 2, really, because you're painting the wood
Right.
ahead of time, but that's...
This one's drying. He did this one earlier this morning. And you can see it's starting to crackle.
Is it starting to crackle already?
Yeah.
Wow.
And this one Lucas did yesterday, and you can see there's a little bit that's still drying. But the subtle crackles are kind of what we're going for. So that's the plan. And is there anything else you'd like to add?
I don't think so. I doubt that there's going to be any questions. I was going to say if someone had questions, if they've been watching the series, they could ask. But I don't think our viewers are going to be watching this right now, you know.
Right.
We can talk about maybe doing a live stream next Sunday for questions and answers. We can show people around the house like things that they want to see.
All right. We can address questions next week if anyone has questions or anything they want to see in particular. And hopefully this will turn out like we were expecting. Do you want to say bye-bye?
Bye. Thanks for tuning in and watching. Thanks for making a comment and then retracting it. Like, I don't even know what that means.
All right. I don't know how to end it.
You push stop, push the X or something.